Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Windy City Explorers Television, where we do the walking so you don't have to. It is a cold, gray, abysmal day in the beautiful city of Chicago, and yet here there are hundreds of people admiring Cloudgate, which we fondly call the Bean. If you look carefully, and maybe you'll see it when I get closer, but if you look carefully at the top of the bean, it's covered with snow. This is one of the coolest experiences, which happens several times each year. Before the sun comes out to melt the snow, the bean gets a little hat of snow. It's really kind of a cool experience. But just look at the mobs of people out here. This is just crazy. I'm here in what's called Millennium Park, and that's the Cloudgate sculpture. The buildings that you see behind are on Michigan Avenue. And then what you can't see is the ice skating rink, which is down lower. And I'll be walking up that way and give you a little view of the skaters. But just an amazing sight to behold here at Millennium Park, downtown Chicago, where people just come out of the woodwork because they want to enjoy themselves. They want to enjoy the season, and they're not going to let a little bit of cold winter stop them. You may hear some music in the background. There's actually some kind of a event going on in the Pritzker Pavilion where they've got music and they've got a bunch of tents where they are offering refreshments like hot chocolate, popcorn, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, that kind of thing. But it's just incredible, the vibe and the atmosphere here. Everybody wants to go up and do what I'm going to do, get up close to the bean and see the reflections of themselves and their family and friends. I don't know what it is about this thing that attracts so many people. It's almost of religious significance. You can walk under the bean, and I'm describing it in detail for the benefit of people who maybe are not from Chicago or are thinking about coming to our city for a visit. This is one of the most popular, I think this is the most popular tourist attraction now in Illinois. It used to be Navy Pier, but now it's the Bean. People just love to come up and look at it, wave at themselves. It's just crazy. You can actually walk under the Bean, and I'm going to do that in a few moments just to give you the full experience. But again, look at the top of the Bean. You can see the snow cap on it, which is really kind of cool. And we've got a nice backdrop of these condo towers on Michigan Avenue, the Park Monroe, the Legacy, the Heritage. So a lot of people enjoy the views from these downtown condos. Did you know that I'm a real estate broker? I'm happy to sell you your dream, your place in the world, right here along Michigan Avenue. The views from these buildings are almost as cool as the view from being here. In fact, the views might be better from those buildings because you're in the warmth of your own home and not in the presence of these crowds. So let me pan around a little bit and just show you the extent of this. I mentioned earlier that there's an event going on, and it's an NHL, a National Hockey League, Winter Park type of event. You can see the entrance in front of me. I don't know if there's an admission fee or not, but if I get in there, I'll do a separate video. But they've got music and a bunch of tents, presumably representing the different hockey teams. Chicago is always coming up with crazy ideas to engage the tourists, and they do a great job of it, starting right here with this crazy jelly bean. So I'm now going to walk through the bean, and then on the other side of the bean is the overlook for the ice skating rink right along Michigan Avenue. In a prior video, I showed you the skating ribbon at Maggie Daley Park, but now we're going to show you the Millennium Park ribbon, but not before I take a walk through. And if you've never done this before, this is really kind of cool. It's really not too bad of a day. I was making fun of our weather earlier, but the temperature's in the mid-30s, not too much wind, so it's pretty tolerable, which is why you see all these people milling about. But I'm going to go ahead and go in here and hopefully not get bumped over. So here we are. And I'm going to stop about the middle of the bean, and I'm going to look up. And there's the tunnel to nowhere. You can see the reflection of the people standing on the ground where I'm standing. I don't know, maybe you could see me. I'm afraid to take my hand off the gimbal apparatus. If you watched my earlier video, you know that I'm using a Zhiyun gimbal, which makes my movements a lot smoother, which is an experiment I'm doing. I also have an external microphone, and I'm not sure how well that's performing. But okay, so I've gone through the bean. I'm going to show you one last look of it from this side. You see, people love to be photographed. And look at the reflection in the bean. Look at the reflection of the buildings. Those buildings are actually behind me. And isn't that a cool view, complete with the snow cap on top of the bean? If you watched my earlier video, you know I was over there by that yellow-topped building. That's the Vista Tower, the new high-rise. And then you've got the Prudential building, the Aon Center, the Blue Cross building. We're in the New East Side neighborhood of Chicago, roughly at the intersection of Michigan Avenue and Randolph Street, and a park that we call Millennium Park. So now I've showed you the bean, I've showed you that park. Now get a load of this. I'm going to walk closer. Oh, I don't think anybody's skating right now because it's time for the Zamboni. So I'll give you a view of the Zamboni. How about that? It's time to clear the ice. So no skating today, but no skating right now. It'll be really fresh skating. Once they're done with that Zamboni, that ice is going to be like glass, and people will be just spinning around there like crazy. I'm sorry I can't show you the skaters, but this is almost as entertaining. Who doesn't love the Zamboni? That's pretty cool. So you're going to have to come down here yourself if you want to explore the skating. You can bring your own skates and skate for free, or you can stand in this line. The line starts there where that guy in yellow is, and then the line extends all the way beyond here. That doesn't look like it's more than an hour or so. But if you bring your own skates, it's free. You don't have to pay anything, and you get to skip the line. So anyway, welcome to a little piece of my world where we get to enjoy all kinds of fun activities all winter long here in Chicago. We don't let the weather bother us. There's a really cool restaurant and pub over there on top of that orangey building in the middle of your screen. That's the Chicago Athletic Club. It used to be a private club, and now it's a public hotel. And up on the rooftop is both an outdoor and an indoor enclosed, glass enclosed restaurant. So it's really a fun place to go up there and look down over the Millennium Park and the skaters. But this is my city. This is Chicago. This is why we live here. I mean, to be sure, Chicago has its share of challenges like any major city. Maybe we have more than our share of challenges, but this is why people love to be here, because it's just such a cool environment.
There's that truck.
Okay, I'm going to turn around and go back towards the bean, the Cloud Gate sculpture, because this is really iconic. You might want to take a screenshot. I'll take some pictures. I'm actually going to dig out my super tall selfie stick, and I'm going to attach to my selfie stick a 360-degree camera, and I'm going to snap a few pictures to add to this post, and you'll be astonished at those pictures. The technology that allows me to take such stunning images. It's going to look like I have a drone. They do not allow drones here at this location. In fact, they're quite militant. If they see you with the drone, they will arrest you pretty much immediately. But they do allow selfie sticks, and my 360 camera is going to be a really cool toy to use right here, just because it's so crowded and it's such an incredible image of the park. So as crowded as it is, it's not overcrowded. You can see there's still plenty of room to walk, to move around, to enjoy the park from a number of different perspectives, as I'm doing now. So now you can see a little different reflection of Cloud Gate. And that's the Prudential building behind the sculpture. Prudential building used to be the highest building here, and now it's nowhere near the highest building. There used to be a restaurant, a Stouffer's restaurant on the top of the Prudential building, and literally that was the tallest building out here. But now it's dwarfed by all these other residential and commercial structures. There's the old Chicago Public Library, which is now the Cultural Center, and then the magnificent streetscape of Michigan Avenue. Okay, we're coming up on 10 minutes for this video. Thank you for watching. Please post some comments. Let me know how you like it. and let me know what you'd like to see next, both recorded and live on the Windy City Explorers. This is a project of the Windy City Explorers, a meetup group that's been around for 10 years now. And we're trying to do some different things in 2019 for our anniversary special. We're going to bring you lots of different recorded events like this, and we're just leveraging the platform so that we can reach more and more people, and not only just the people that come walk with us. So I hope you participate, and if there's ever anything I can do for you as a real estate broker, I'm also a estate planning attorney. If you need to get your affairs in order and you live in Illinois, reach out to me. But really, we do this because we're passionate about our city and the people around us and the connections we make through the Windy City Explorers. So thank you once again for watching. I hope you're having a terrific holiday season. And please post some comments, because that's how I know you've watched this, and that's the feedback to make them better. So post a comment, give us a call, let us know how you like it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.